Every city has their problems to solve. And here comes a problem that's not even ours yet, but it's going to be a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, the most unusual candidate for mayor.
There he is.
You might have seen this video going around the internet.
Speaking of nipples and waterproof.
It's Jeff Wagner. Hello, Jeff. How are you? We've got Jeff up on Skype here. Hey, Jeff. So, first off, how's the campaign going so far?
Yeah, tell us about it.
Man, it's out of control. I was up all night last night doing overnight door knocking, and when I knock on the door, they just say, "Hey, I'm voting for you. Just go away."
So, when did it come to mind? You know, were you reading the newspaper and it was just so many problems? And you're like, you know what? I've got to do something about this. Like, why?
No, man,
why run?
It wasn't kind of like that. It was kind of like a friend of mine at TWVS.com said, Jeff, things are out of control in Minneapolis. Why don't you run for mayor? And then I talked to my dad about it, and he said, man, you're a wannabe. Don't even try. You know, just continue being the world's most gentle luggage handler at the airport. But I'll tell you, man, it's all about waking people up and, you know, all about the sharks in the water, man. It's like a metaphor where the sharks are in the water. The water is the people of Minneapolis, and the sharks are in there doing the wrong things to take care of their special group of people, to basically take money that should be tossed to the schools. And, you know, and I'm also big time into the Iron Panties party. You know, I'm all about empowering women to get them into government.
So let's say that you beat all the odds and you win the battle for mayor of Minneapolis. What is your first mission on day one? What's happening?
Absolutely. Day one, I'm going to get rid of all the blue laws. Tony, you live in Minneapolis, right?
I live in Oakdale right now.
I'm the one Minneapolis resident on the show.
Dan lives in Minneapolis.
Dan, you know, it is illegal for you to have fornication with your wife in any position besides missionary style. And I think that's wrong. And then we're also going to go after for renter rights. And then, you know, every person that works for the city of Minneapolis is going to have to take a customer service training class, because these people that work for the city forget that they are working for the people. And that just makes me angry. When they call 311, they say 311. They should say Minneapolis Customer Service, man.
Jeff, you know, as someone who just spent 6 hours at the DMV about a month ago, you ain't lying. And I'm not going to lie, Jeff. Jeff, let me say something.
They forget. They get their check, and, you know, they're like, oh, you know, get the hell out of here. I don't need you, you know. And it's like, yeah, it's all about customer service, and the employees of Minneapolis have to realize that. And I'm going to do some bitch slapping.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
Jeff, let me just tell you something real quick before Kelsey gets into her question. 6 minutes ago, I hated you. I thought you were a dumb bit. But now that you bring up the whole DMV thing,
see,
you got my vote.
It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. And all you get, the occasional all-you-can-eat buffet, and just make people nicer at the DMV, and Dan's on your page.
And I thought you had Dan at the whole topless video thing, but apparently it took a little talking as well. I have a question for you, though. Are you planning to make any more appearances, doing any debates? And when it comes to arguing it out, I guess, is there a candidate that you're most excited to go head-to-head with? And what do you want to fight about?
Please. Chelsea, by the way, you're hot.
It's Kelsey.
It's Kelsey. But Chelsea, I heard she is pretty hot.
You know, my education level, you know, I barely made it through high school. I had to do other stuff. When it comes to the debates, man, and beautiful lady, they won't even let us into debates. Like the Star Tribune, here's what's happening, man. It's media and money that control who you vote for. And it's freaking ridiculous.
All right, well.
When they do these debates, they only take, like, the top money candidates. And myself, I'm not down with eating a banana of somebody's money to get them.
You know, it may come down to the no shirts, no shoes, no service policy when it comes to those debates. So, you know, suit up a little bit, bud. Maybe you'll get invited.
He's got a tie on. What more do you want from him?
Basically, you know, like even the polls are messed up. The Star Tribune did a poll, and Basically, they call people up and say, out of these 7 candidates, who are you voting for? I know there's a lot of candidates, but the truth isn't even true, man. You know, it's completely messed up. You know, I'm just kind of going for the ride and trying to wake people up. I got a great job. I love my job. If I don't win, cool.
Jeff, I would like to extend this offer to you real quick. You know how, like, when the president gives a speech, there's a Republican response, and the Republicans come on and they do a little speech afterwards to respond to the president. When there is a Minneapolis debate, if you're not allowed in, I would like to offer you a few minutes on this show to respond to the issues on the debate. Would that be okay with you?
That'd be completely awesome. But, Tony, I want to ask you one question.
Okay.
We're working on our new music video, Everybody Poops, because I want people to take a number 2
we gotta go.
Everybody
We gotta go.
Will you be in the video?
Will I be in the video?
He can't. It's against his contract.
No, absolutely not. I would contract or not. I'm not.
Right.
I don't do stupid things like that.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Jeff.
That's Jeff Wagner, candidate for Minneapolis mayor. Coming up next,